This is Home Care Happy Hour, the only podcast that keeps you up to date on what's happening in the world of home care and gives you the celebrity tea you didn't know you needed.
We're back for another week of Home Care Happy Hour, and this is an emergency episode. Hey, Kate.
Hey, Bailey. Yeah, excited to be here. Excited to hit people with the news they need to know.
Yeah, we're excited to give you an emergency episode. We're going to be talking about C.R.U.S.H today and some super important Indiana updates. But before we start, we have a lot of you guys who are listening every week to the podcast. We really appreciate that. But we would love it if you guys who tune in weekly would also subscribe. It would really help us out. So if you enjoyed the podcast, just hit subscribe. We won't bother you. You'll just get a notification when there's new emergency episodes and stuff like this. And it'll help prove to Kate's husband that our podcast is legit.
Yes. He absolutely believes that it is not legit. And yeah, so being able to say, hey, Santiago, we have so many subscribers is helpful for that. So if no other reason, subscribe.
Yes, absolutely. And shout out to you, Santi, if you're listening.
Yep. Maybe. He doesn't.
Santi, if you're listening, give Kate the password tonight, which is home care.
I like it. Home care. Okay, home care. Yeah, we'll see.
That's as creative as I got. All right, let's get into some celebrity updates before we talk about the not so fun C.R.U.S.H federal updates. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm down.
Okay. All right. So for celebrity updates, we got to talk about Tiger Woods.
We do. Like, I feel like he had cleaned up for a minute and now not so much. I mean, a DUI arrest, a Land Rover rollover. I mean, he is lucky he didn't get like squished. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Refusing a urine test. It's kind of like,
he's flipped a lot of cars, right? Like, I'm surprised he's still kicking.
Well, I mean, his wife beat his car in with a golf club.
Well, that's how I remember him growing up. I really remember, like, his wife came out and just beat that car.
To be fair, like, I get it. I'm not like advocating it.
But then, you know, she was a supermodel and he was cheating on her. That's not cool.
Yes. I understand why she was like, you know what? Screw you and your golf clubs and your nice car. Like I get it. I'm not condoning it.
She probably injured his favorite club at the same time. So she probably got the car and the club.
Yes. I think it was his golf club. So my understanding of it, it's not like they were hers. She came out there swinging, really.
All right.
You know?
Well, so basically what happened is he got a DUI in Jupiter Island, Florida, after his Land Rover rolled over and following a collision with the truck. So I guess someone else was involved too. Not great. He passed the breathalyzer, but refused a urine test, which leads us to believe it's more drugs and not alcohol for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I have more DUIs for you. Last week we did Britney Spears' DUI, and now seems like her and Justin Timberlake were meant to be because body cam footage came out from Justin Timberlake's June 2024 DWI arrest. So it's old news, but the videos...
Yeah, resurfaced.
Old news, but the videos are new news.
What are you visiting?
Yeah, I'm on tour.
What are you doing?
I'm on a world tour.
A what?
A world tour.
Doing what?
Hard to explain. A world tour. I'm Justin Timberlake.
What's your name?
Justin Timberlake.
You are Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
You have a license with you?
Yeah, I do.
You know, it's hard to explain. I'm Justin Timberlake. It's like, yes.
It's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny watch. Unfortunate for Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
And then in the longer videos, one lady's like, please just let me hand him his cell phone. Please let me be the one to hand it over. Like, I love bye. And the guy's like fangirling. Yeah.
I mean, like, you have to. Like, if you arrest a celebrity who's like kind of getting into shenanigans, getting up to nonsense, you know, how do you maintain the professionalism to not like fangirl a little bit?
Yeah.
Over someone, even if they're being stupid.
He paid a hefty $500 fine. Probably a lot for Justin Timberlake, and completed community service. But the video is it's now a meme. So if your kids are talking about it, you might want to watch it.
That's
you
what
might
that
want
is.
to throw that one out there to seem cool later. Okay, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have some wedding rumors. So wedding rumors are heating up with multiple insiders reportedly telling close friends to save the summer, and prediction markets putting odds of a 2026 wedding at 84%.
What does a
So I guess
prediction market
that's
mean? Can
the
you put
betting
bets on
site.
it?
You can do the Polymark.
I guess
Wanna do
so.
that? So there's a new site where you can just bet on world things to happen instead of like
Oh,
games. So you can bet on literally anything. You could bet on like President Trump to wear purple socks tomorrow. And if he does, you get like a lot of money. You could bet that it
whoa.
rains tomorrow. And so I guess everyone are putting the odds at the 2026 wedding to be this summer very high. Kate, should we bet
Okay.
on it
Maybe.
and
Okay,
update the viewers?
they do seem like a summer wedding kind of couple. Like they do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
he's like a football player, so like probably not fall and winter because like that's when he's working, right? During football season. I don't watch enough NFL to know. But they seem like a summer wedding couple.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah.
She's not on tour right now. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
album just came out. Probably
Right.
she's probably taking a break. All right, let's get into some home care updates for this emergency
Let's do it.
episode. Let's do it. Okay, Kate. So have you heard about the new thing from CMS called the CR.U.S.H rule?
Yeah, so it's interesting, right? It stands for something. It's an acronym, but the CR.U.S.H rule is the Comprehensive Regulations to Uncover Suspicious Healthcare Rule. So it's a mouthful for sure, but it's clever. Love the acronym, and yeah, the goal is that CMS is really cracking down on fraud, particularly Medicare payments. So in 2025, they suspended 5.7 billion in fraudulent Medicare payments. That's a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of money. Billion with a B. So I guess the next question is, what does CR.U.S.H actually do? And right now it's only a request for information. So they're asking providers, insurers, suppliers, everyone to tell us what's broken and how to fix it. Thinking kind of like a public comment period before they write the actual rule, I would say. So it's not law yet, but it's coming. And it's going to touch Medicare, Medicaid, CHIP, and the marketplace. Basically every major federal healthcare program, anyone in healthcare, providers, labs, DME suppliers, Medicare Advantage plans. So all of those will be affected by this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the government wants to really get in there. They need to create a fraud fighting machine, like truly, you know what I mean? And they came up with a clever acronym for it. We love a smart marketing gal behind the scenes.
I think they wanted it to sound very scary to the people who were committing fraud. They were going to, crush them, right? And so, but if you're a current agency, this makes you worried because anytime audits come up, even if you're doing home care correctly, you might get worried like, oh, are they going to recoup when my caregiver was 10 minutes late? Are they going to recoup when I had to check the caregiver in that one day because she forgot? Stuff
or I had
like
this
that.
caregiver that I fired because she was terrible at documentation. What happens to those visits?
Yes,
right?
what happens to those?
Yeah, Bailey, what should home care agencies be doing today, right now?
Yeah. So we have 7 quick things we're going to walk you guys through to get ready for CR.U.S.H. And then after this, we're going to go into the Indiana update, which is super important for your agency.
Big
as well.
stuff this week.
Yeah. So if you're an Indiana listener, stay tuned for the end because you'll want to know that. And then if you're not an Indiana listener, you can kind of tune out there. But we have audit documentation. So basically, if it has a signature, we always say to keep it. So they're laser focused on fraud, waste, and abuse. They're going to be tightening enrollment screening, prepayment claim reviews, and audits. So every visit note, every order, every signature, just keep all of that. Make sure you have a good filing system and be keeping everything with a signature and probably a little more. We do have really great audit checklists. Now, they're not everything you might need because we don't want to say you'll pass an audit if you download our checklist. So there's a disclaimer there. But if you guys want to download those, we'll put those in the show notes. We have one for pretty much every state we've created, and they're a really good place to start. We always say
start for sure.
Reminder. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Review your enrollment and revalidation status. So one of the key requirements coming out of CR.U.S.H is more frequent enrollment revalidations. And we're starting to see that in Illinois, in Georgia. There's lots of revalidation happening, especially for agencies in high-risk areas. So make sure your Medicare and Medicaid enrollment is current, accurate, up to date. And outdated enrollment obviously is going to be a major problem.
Yeah. Just as a rule of thumb, that should be done yearly. So that it was suspended for a little bit. That yearly requirement was suspended during COVID, but almost every state has reenacted that yearly enrollment requirement. So if you have not done your enrollment for the last 365 days, do it today. Put your podcast on the countertop, get your paperwork, get to your computer, and get your re-enrollment done.
Number 3, clean up your billing practices, or Geo can do your billing for you. Quick plug there. If you want us to do your billing for you, we can totally just handle it. But CMS is building smarter data analytics tools specifically to catch suspicious billing patterns. And I think this is going to come quickly with AI, if I'm being honest.
I think so too.
I think they're going to be able to really clue into billing. So that means unusual visit frequencies, upcoding, duplicate claims, or services that don't match patient needed will get flagged faster than before. So you might want to do an internal billing audit, or here at Geo, we offer free billing analysis where they'll kind of audit your billing for you and let you know.
Walk you through it.
Incorrect. They'll look at those error codes, tell you why. So if you're interested in a free billing analysis, you can click in the show notes for that.
Yeah. This is like the big deal, right? This is the whole premise of C.R.U.S.H. It's about those payments. So make sure your billing practice is cleaned up. I would say that's the number one thing on this list today is go make sure that your claims are correct. They're accurate. They're following what the people needed. If you think you have been overpaid, set that money aside and take a closer look at it. Don't spend that money. If you think that maybe you were overpaid, that's not something that Medicaid is just oh, good for you. You keep it. No, they will take that money back.
Dang it, Kate. Everyone loves a vacation.
I know.
New bag.
Not on Medicaid, though.
Yeah.
Not on Medicaid's time.
That's true. All right. Train your staff on compliance. So this is something you guys are probably already doing, but fraud doesn't always come up on the top. Sometimes it's a caregiver clocking in for a visit that didn't happen, or a biller adding services that were not delivered. So your entire team needs to understand what fraud, waste, and abuse looks like. Obviously, if you have Geo doing your billing or your scheduling, you don't need to train us. We know how to stay in compliance, but your caregivers, your admin staff, your billers, everyone, just train them on compliance and what they need to do and not do, and train them on manual check-ins, especially. You don't want to be having too many manual check-ins. All right.
And those might not even be malicious. That could be a biller who just accidentally types the wrong thing. You know what I mean? So yes, go over it with your people. We're not saying they're bad and evil and that's why they're out of compliance. Genuinely train them, make sure you walk them through it. That's why. It's as simple as just a mistype can cause problems.
I think the main reason we're covering this is because we know most of our providers are not committing fraud. But their mistakes are probably going to get caught up on this. They're one-off mistakes, and that's going to end up costing people money. So we want you guys to know how to prevent that. Know your high-risk areas. So the National Alliance for Care at Home recommended that CMS focus oversight on evolving high-risk areas in home-based care. So personal care services, home health in certain markets, and DME-linked services that are historically flagged. Know if your agency operates in one of these zones and keep a close eye out. So if you do personal care, many of you listening do, that's where you're going to want to keep an eye out.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. And last but not least, our last tip would be to talk to a healthcare compliance attorney if you feel like you're going to be in trouble, or if we're talking about all these things that you're getting really nervous. This rule is going to touch Medicare, Medicaid, and CHIP. If you don't already have a compliance officer or outside counsel, you can go ahead and find someone kind of to talk
Now's
to
the time.
Answer your questions about compliance. And the cool thing is talking to a lawyer, you get client attorney privilege. So you can tell them anything you want, all your deep dark secrets, and they stay your deep dark secrets with your lawyer. So if you're like, hey, I had this one caregiver, let me tell you, it was a problem.
Yeah. Right.
You can tell the lawyer all of that, stays with your lawyer. They can give you information, and they can't be subpoenaed, right, to go talk in a court case or something like that. So bottom line is the government is not just looking for big fraudsters. They're also building systems to catch patterns across the board. So even if you're doing everything hopefully right, you could get caught up in this just like in any normal audit. So we want you guys to have your documentation, billing, and enrollment up to date. If you guys need help with billing, Geo does a full billing service, and we also do a full scheduling service in our billing executive package where we'll call your caregivers, make sure you're there, and we're happy to help you guys with that.
That's
All right, let's jump into the Indiana updates.
Let's do it.
All right, Kate. So I'm hoping you can catch us up on the IHCP bulletin that covers Indiana health coverage programs and home health agency Medicare enrollment requirement. Now, the question I always get via my inbox is, oh my gosh, I'm a home care agency. Do I have to worry about Medicare all of a sudden?
The short answer is no. If you're a home care agency, you don't need to be worried too much about Medicare. If you are a home care agency who wants to branch out into home health, this impacts you. If you are a home health agency in Indiana, this definitely impacts you. So up until this point, you've had about a year, maybe 9 months now, 8 months now, where, IHCP came out and said, hey, guys, you need to be getting Medicare certified, not just Medicaid certified. Now, the good news is for Indiana home health agencies, those Medicaid certifications are matching Medicare standards. So as long as you are tight and good to go with Indiana Medicaid, you should be, it should be a relatively simple process to submit the documentation you need for Medicare enrollment and Medicare certification. If you're brand spanking new, it might be a little bit trickier. That's a bigger thing to bite off. But essentially, Indiana said, hey, if you want to keep billing Medicaid, even if you don't ever want to bill Medicare and Medicare is like not your thing, if you want to bill Medicaid for home health services, you need to go get Medicare certified. There's a few credentialing agencies that can help you with that. They're called accrediting organizations. You may see it abbreviated AO, like CHAP or ACHC. Again, that's CHAP, CHAP, and ACHC. You can also do it on your own. You don't have to use an accrediting organization if you don't want to, but they'll help you get all of your stuff buttoned up, all of your paperwork done and turned in. And you need to get that done ASAP because it takes weeks to get all of your stuff done and taken care of and to hear back. And it's already April.
In some cases, it takes months, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like 6 months is what we're hearing.
And your deadline is July 1st. So you're behind the curve already if you have not done it yet.
Yeah, so that's a July 1st deadline for you guys. So if you haven't started that, start today. If you are doing home health, if you are just doing home care, if you are doing unskilled, basically nothing that involves a needle ever.
Take a breath.
Yeah, you're good. This does not matter.
Impact you.
However, if you're looking at expanding your agency next year and you think home health could be on the horizon, this is a 6-month process, 5 for however long the government decides it takes. You guys know how that goes. So start today, get enrolled. So that way, if you want to provide home health services later, you get a client who needs home health services, you can. And you don't lose that client in the process next year. So
definitely.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, that is a wrap. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review. It really helps us out. We hope these updates today were helpful for your agency, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.